Some yaois make me go like this because they are so insufferable. So why not make a compilation of yaois I dropped? First and foremost, Jinx. You can never convince me that this manhwa is enjoyable. No plot, the male lead is so annoying he makes me want to shave my head and run around without clothes. The main character is annoying as hell. 2, he is so boring, has nothing to make him unique. He is just your average Joe. The whole plot is so sloppy. The art is not even all that, to be honest. It's just so polished, I honestly don't understand the hype. I mean, I kind of understand that the artist is the same creator as the OG yaoi, BJ Alex, which was also boring as hell. But each to their own, I guess. Not only is the main characters boring, the side characters are also just there, nothing special. I also hated the fact that Jae-kyung is so pissy. Like, bitch, calm down, you're not the only one mad here. Lovelies, do not take my opinions personally. No hate to the artist and no hate to anyone who likes these manhwas. Next is Cry Me a River. Guess the elder one among this two. The problem is not the size difference. The problem in this manhwa is that it does not move. I swear I have been reading the same thing over and over again. The plot has potential, but it seems the creator does not want to do anything about it. I like the side characters' chemistry, and that's it. Also, I hated how the artist made the MC more uwu, and I also don't like how the male lead is such a wannabe red flag. This minute, he is sweet to the ook. Next minute, he is like, I gotta lock you and hide you from everyone. Bruh, can we just continue with the important plot point you were doing? Next is Wetsand. I swear this manhwa was made just for the sole purpose of rage-baiting me. Don't get me wrong, this manhwa is well written, good art, good written characters and all, but the main love interest doesn't know how to set boundaries. At first I used to feel bad for Ian because I thought maybe it's normal to be attached to your toxic lover, but bruh, enough is enough. I really gave up on him in one of the latest chapters, where he tried to convince TJ as if he was not leading on Joe the other day. My boy Joe deserves better. I don't care if Ian spends his life in misery with TJ if that's what he wants. Also, this is not a safe space for TJ stans. I really can't stand that man, to be honest. I don't get the hype. He is too antagonistic to my liking. I will pick up this one when it ends, but until then, no, I'm not going to read it. Next is Scent and Sensibility. They say don't judge a book by its cover, but I really judged this one by its cover. I feel like this manhwa will be boring. I saw people recommending it many times, but it just seems meh. Seems cute, but it's one of those manhwas I chose not to read. I like how the artist draws their characters with visibly full lips, though. I might read this one if it's convincing enough, but for now, no. Next is Into the Rose Garden. I heard rumours about this one that were not pleasing to my ears. What do you mean the Omega had not 1, not 2, but 6 kids, and still died while the male lead was trash to him and they will still end up together again after all that? Anyways, nope, this one is not for me. It's not. I will choose my mental health for this one last time and choose not to read this one. Anyways, what does this panel Don't Tell Me the Omega propose to the trashy male lead? I'm kind of curious. Next is Walk in My Shoes or Revenge or Thinking in Reverse. This one is something, because what do you mean the tanned guy is getting essayed by the pale one? Because the pale one was assaulted by the tanned guy back when they were in school. I read worse things, but holy. What set the deal for me not to read this one was a spoiler I saw on TikTok that said the pale one will force the other guy to do it with a dog. Are you kidding me? No thanks, I will sleep on this one. Next is Dear Door. This one is not my type of reading. Art is not to my liking. The story is not to my liking. It's one of those manhwas I didn't read for petty reasons. Also, what do you mean Kane's schlong is... Next is A Tree Without Roots. This manhwa really fell off after season 1. The first season was so good and it ended with the best cliffhanger in yaoi history, but then the author had to do a complete 360 with this. After the time skip, suddenly the black hair dude, who was older and looked more mature looking person, started to resemble your typical bottom. Not that anything is wrong with that, but why are you making him smaller than how the blonde looked like before the time skip? I feel like the author could have exhausted the thriller vibe that they started with instead of making the whole story about a hostage and his insecure lover who he can't help but pity. Next one is The Thread Never Burned. This one is not for me. The art is great, but it was overall boring. Anyways, I dropped this for petty reasons. It's readable. Not that I will read it, but you can read it. The male lead is hot though. Next is Checkmate. I remember in 2024, when I was desperate for our enemies, to lovers trope yaoi, and people recommended this one to me, and I was so disappointed I couldn't read it. Maybe the reason I dropped this was the fact that it didn't meet my expectations of a good enemies to lovers. They are cute though, but I'm not going to pick it up. Last but not least, Melting Point. The hype this manhwa gets is insane for a mediocre storyline. Anyone who read Dash the manhwa before this one came out was not that impressed, I'm sure. People act like Shakespeare himself entered the studio to write about a yearner top, as if there aren't like 1,000 yaoi top yearners. Anyways, this one is a bit boring, so I dropped it.